Hello, it's Crypto CJ. It's a trade of the day, Monday afternoon slash evening slash Tuesday morning, Zoom edition, depending on where you are in the world. And my background will be where I will be in a week, but more about that later. Big news over the weekend. President Trump came out with his Bitcoin speech and it helped pump the markets. We'll go over a summary of that shortly. And we had Bitcoin hit 70K early this morning, but it was swatted down. I mean, like a bug, hard down to 66, 65 or something like that. Has bounced back over 67. So we'll see if that was just a minor dip or if we're going to keep going sideways again. So for now, I'm going to share my screen and look at the crypto banter email that goes over the Trump speech. I thought this was useful. Okay, you should be seeing my email program.
Yes.
Thanks. And then this is, I like this. I subscribe to two of Banter's emails. One's called the Daily Candle, which talks about what coins they're interested in, usually on swing trades. And the other one is Good Morning Crypto, which is where this comes from, which is a general, overview of crypto news. I look at these every morning, before I do my trade. So this is a summary of what President Trump talked about. A lot of this we kind of knew already, but I wanted to focus on a couple things and reemphasize some things. Gensler's toast, goodbye, good riddance. And he wants to create a stockpile of Bitcoin. We talked about a little bit that before. He says, hold it, don't sell. That's what a lot of the talking heads say. And I thought this was interesting. There'll never be a CBDC, which is a central bank stable coin. So we'll have none of that if he's president. And he predicts Bitcoin and crypto will skyrocket. He wants the US, I've always said this, to be the leader in crypto, that if Bitcoin's manufactured or mined, it should be done here. Obviously, any country in the world can do that if they want, but the U.S. is supposed to be in the lead on technology, not the old guard. And he addressed the dollar here as well, too, saying Bitcoin's not threatening the dollar. The dollar, it's the U.S. government that's inflating it. So yeah, that's right. And then finally, I like this statement: Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's anti-crypto crusade will be over. So good stuff. As a crypto fan, I'm pleased to hear this. I mean, there's no guarantee he gets elected. I have mixed feelings about the man, but I'm not going to go into that too much. But crypto's my livelihood, so if my holdings can go up, then I have to take that seriously when I consider who I'm voting for. All right. Any not too political comments about that before we move on? Okay, I will share my screen again and we will look at the charts. Let's take a closer look at Bitcoin. You should be seeing let's go to the hour chart.
CJ, wouldn't the establishment of stable coins with US backed by the US dollar actually improve the value of the dollar worldwide?
I've been curious about that. I mean, why couldn't the US adopt, USDC, something that seems stable?
Yeah.
I mean, that's backed by Circle, which is a private company, so probably not, but something in that category. I don't think it's outside the realm of consideration, but I just don't know enough about such things to comment intelligently, but we'll see.
I
You know,
I had heard Tether was backed by gold, so that would be an interesting thing to go back on the gold backing the dollar in a circular kind of
yeah,
way.
yeah. Tether's backed by a lot of different assets. My understanding, it's been challenged a few times, but it's always held up. It's always been good for me I use it in trading. I don't really use it otherwise. I hold USDC and stake it, and then USDT Tether is what I trade off of most of the time when I'm trading on a foreign exchange. If I'm trading on Coinbase, then it's usually USD or USDC. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they can come up with something that's backed by something. Gold is unlikely, but it could be a combination of assets. I don't know, a little above my pay grade for a lowly day trader and swing trader, but these things are fun to talk about. All right, so here we are on the Bitcoin 1 hour chart. This is what I was talking about earlier. We got the pump up here to 70K and then crashed hard, about 5%, in just 6 hours, and has recovered some of that. I'm curious to see if we push 70K again tomorrow. On the day chart, we are above all the major EMAs, the 20, 50, and 200, so that's good. Trending up. And for my Fibonacci retracements, I did a low buy order down here at the 0.5, didn't fill, but the one I put here just below at 60K did fill, and that was in this area a few weeks ago, and I got out of that at 69.5. So I did a little swing trade on Bitcoin. I don't do that very often, and I certainly didn't sell my HODL Bitcoin, but did get out of a Bitcoin trade on the swing with 5% on my first position and 15% on my second. So not bad, but not great. And then let's see, Ethereum on the day chart, it's still kind of bouncing around this consolidation zone. Thought we were going to break through this back in May when the ETF news first came out. But the ETF news seemed to be a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing. They sold the news pretty hard. We dipped, 12%, but we've recovered about half that. So it's good to see Ethereum trending back up. I've got a swing trade in this as well, looking to get out 39.5, yeah, 39.50. We'll see. All right, well, that's the markets overall. Any comments or questions, things you want to talk about before we look at Altcoin Alert and iCoinPro, see if we can find some day trades and swing trades? Okay, let's get going. So, Altcoin Alert. I've got easy mode off. I'm on the altcoin radar setting. I want all the information, all the columns. I'm going to refresh to get the most current information. And then the sort I usually do first is the AA score. So I'm going to click on this. I'm looking for values 80 and higher. And those are the ones that tend to be moving. I've been trading this Jasmy coin for about 2 weeks now. It's done pretty well. We've looked at Pepe and Ondo, and I was looking at Ondo again earlier. We're gonna check on that shortly. And Didix as well, just below the 80, but close enough. So those are coins I like to trade. But for now, we'll look at Ondo. That one's on Coinbase. You guys can trade it if you're in the US. Excuse me. So this is my day trading layout. I'm on the 15-minute chart on TradingView, and I've got supply and demand visible range indicator by LuxAlgo, which is a freebie, and that's showing me support and resistance on this chart. Got resistance up here on Ondo, a little over $1, $1.04, $1.05 in that vicinity, and then the support here about 96, 97 cents. So, and then I like this RTI, relative trend index. When this breaks below the 20 and comes back up, breaks below the 20, comes back up like we see here. And that happens right about here. That can be a really good entry on a day trade. As you can see, this happened on early Sunday morning. And we got a nice move all the way up to 6%. I would have been looking to get out here around this, either this resistance or this resistance here between 1.5% and 3%. And since I'm a more experienced trader, I'm trading on leverage on a foreign exchange. and I'm looking for 1 to 1.5% movement on my day trades at 10x leverage. So that's how I do it. When I was trading at spot on, well, back then it was Binance, but then Coinbase, I was usually looking for 2 or 3% movement on my day trades, and I like to stack those up, try to get a few of those a day. And if you had that kind of success, you can build your balance pretty quickly. So those are examples. At the moment, we have a dip below the 20, and it just broke above. So this is not financial advice, but if I were trading on Coinbase on a spot trade, I would take this trade. So it's pretty close to the green zone, and we've got the trend up on the RTI, and we've got the red zone really well defined. So that's where I would probably exit on a spot trade, and that's, you know, around 5%. That's a really good day trade. So that might be one you want to consider. And we just had an alert go off. So if that happens while I'm on the Zoom call, I like to look at it. We were talking about Dydix earlier. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on this one. But again, the RTI says this is a go on Ondo. So you can take this one on Coinbase if you want. I go in small, hold some funds back. If it dips down here to the green zone, maybe do an additional purchase. So if you get a dip down here, say 3 to 4%, you might want to buy in again. And that will drop your entry price. And those type of trades that I know is ladder buys, also dollar cost averaging, can be really, really successful. All right, so we had that alert go off on Dydix. I know I'm going fast here, but I don't want to waste an alert. So Dydix has been kind of putzing around on the 20 here on the RTI and hanging around the support area. That just broke above, but it broke above earlier today and then didn't really do much, just went sideways and then back down. So keep that in mind. But if you got in now, the red zone is about 2.5%. It's a pretty good day trade. I think I'd take the Ondo trade over this one on a spot. But if you're trading on leverage, I think Dydix available on several exchanges. So you might want to go that route. Okay, any questions on Dydix as a day trade? All right, so you may be thinking, I don't want to trade every day. I want to trade a couple times a week. So let's go over here to my swing trade setup. This is on the hour chart. Did you ask something, Kim?
Yeah, I was saying I got a question. You said you would, it would be dollar cost averaging. Would you also have you would have a stop loss in there? You want it to go further if you're, I'm trying to figure, you said you hold money back a lot of times to put back into it. Is that because of stop losses, or are you just bringing your average down?
It's the latter, but that's a decision you have to make as a trader. Do you want to employ the stop loss method, which is safer, but you're going to lose a lot?
Right.
Or do you employ the dollar cost averaging or ladder buying technique, which you will win a lot? You'll win in the 90 percentile, but you'll get stuck sometimes. And when there's one of those black swan events, if you're on leverage, you're going to get liquidated. And if you're on spot, you could be down 50, 60, 70%. So that's the choice you have to make as a trader. In a bull market, I'm doing the dollar cost averaging / ladder buying approach. And because that's how I was taught 4+ years ago. So that's what I'm comfortable with. But yeah, if you want to, look at support and resistance and choose your stop loss down here somewhere around 125 on this Dydix trade, that would be reasonable. But bear in mind, other traders are looking at that too, as are the market makers, and they may trade against you, push the price down, grab that liquidity, which means your stop loss, and then pump back up. And when you see that happening, that's really frustrating. So,
Okay.
yeah, I didn't give you a direct answer to your question.
No, well,
that was
yeah.
intentional.
No, that's fine. I got what I needed. So thank you.
All right, cool. All right, swing trade on Ondo. So I've got the same indicator for support and resistance. I've added a couple others. I'm using the supertrend, which is alert friendly. It's why I like it. Otherwise, it's a mediocre indicator. So it has to be combined with others. I combine it with the Trendio LSMA, which is a moving average indicator. And then when I combine these three, support and resistance, supertrend, and LSMA, I get reasonably good entries on my swing trades. So at the moment, Ondo is showing in the sell area. So what we want is this for to recover and then turn into a buy. And let's say hypothetically that happens right around here. You're looking at profit up to, maybe 5%. That's not a great swing trade. If I'm doing a swing trade, I want 10% or more. So I don't really like that setup that much on Ondo. You could also put a price alert down here in the green zone where it dipped back, a couple days ago. And if you caught that, now you're getting 13%. That's more like it. So there's a couple ways to approach this. You can right click on the super trend and wait for the next buy. That's this option here. And alert name, I usually call it my information source, which is in this case is AA score purchase. And notify on the app, which is my phone app, test notification, and play a sound, which is also my computer. I just realized we forgot to go over the alert on the day trade. We'll do that on the next day trade we look at though. So yeah, you can set that buy alert, or if you want to catch this dip down here, if it happens, it may not. Right click anywhere that you want to catch that move. Maybe here at around 93 cents. Add an alert. Put your price in there. These are the easiest alerts to set. Again, AA score. And, choose what you want for the rest of it. So this alert will go off if it dips down to 93 cents. And then you have a decision to make. So
What does yours go off on your computer and your phone, your alerts? Because
yes,
I can't figure out how to make it go off on my computer, on my phone. It goes off my computer, but I'm not sure how to set it. I have just a Samsung smartphone.
I do too. I don't know what to tell you there. I assume you've loaded the TradingView app and enabled notifications on it.
Yeah, I mean everything it seems obvious to turn on. I have, and I just like it's just not coming out.
Well, that's a problem. If not done already, go ahead and probably Google. If you Googled some, that problem and seeing what they say, you might want to do that through Google or YouTube and see if anyone's encountered that. A lot of times, if you do a Google post on a Google question, you'll get a Reddit thread that addresses it. I've solved a
Oh,
lot of problems with that kind of thing. And then finally, if I weren't going to be traveling, I'd say, let's get on a Zoom and see if we can figure it out. But I'm going to be unavailable for a few days. So if you haven't solved this by a week, next Monday, then we'll set something up.
mhm. Okay. I've worn out the help on TradingView, so it doesn't doesn't automatically occur to me to Google stuff at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah. Well, TradingView help isn't very good, but like I said, if you find a Reddit post through a Google search, then that's usually helpful.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. I think we had wrapped up Ondo as a swing trade. Any questions on that? All right, let's look at another day trade. That was an AA score. Another one I like is a social activity sort. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to match up, fire and fire, thumbs up, fire and thumbs up, all those kind of things. But I don't want his poop. So, or a thumbs down. So if I've got positive indications on social activity and trading activity, I'm gonna investigate that further through technical analysis on TradingView. I've got a fire and thumbs up on compound. Compounds doesn't move a whole lot, so it's not one of my favorites, but we may look at it. That's the best we have. Numair, OGN, our older projects. And Storage, I was trading a lot, over the winter and the spring. I haven't seen this pop up in a while, but it's got really good numbers here. So let's look at that. This is a really good day trading coin. At least it was. All right, you can see I've got a list of coins that I trade that I know are on exchanges that I like to trade on. I started on Binance, now I'm on Bybit, but I think I've also got one for Coinbase. Yeah, Coinbase Pro. It's a little out of date. So you can set up, watch lists on TradingView for the coins that you like, and you'll get familiar with some of these after you trade them a few times, and you'll have favorites, and then you'll get mad at some that go against you. And anyway, that's how that usually works. Okay, on Storage, 15-minute chart, it's kind of tight between the red and the green zones. 8%, okay, a little better than I thought. We just had a break below the 20 and then a break back up. That occurred around lunchtime. And then we're up about 1.9%. So had I been following this one, which I wasn't because I was been focused on Jasmine and Dydex, I would have taken that trade here and picked up that, say, 1.3, 1.5% at 10x leverage. So that would have been a good day trade for me. If you're spot trading, you'd probably still be in it. So that broke here. And then I would say you'd want to get out. Probably ran around the red zone here at 8%, maybe a little lower. The middle line here, this yellow line between the two zones, it's like 4%. So that's a really good day trade as well. So between 4 and 8% here would be the exit that I would be looking for on a spot day trade on Storage. So to pick up this alert, we're gonna right click on the RTI, crossing up on the 20. Once per bar close, we'll keep it on all day until you turn it off. This is a social activity sort. The TradingView will remember your inputs if you put them in a few times. It's like a database. And then choose whatever sound you want to play and pick one that you like. And that's how you set up that alert. Now, let's say this one breaks above and then dips down below 50, but doesn't break below 20 again. And let's see, here's an example of that right here. So it doesn't break below the 20, but it breaks above the 50 right about here and then takes off. So I set two alerts. I set the 20 and the 50. So I just showed you a break above the 20, but you can also say crossing up and choose 50 and have that as an additional alert. And then finally, if you're trading both directions like I usually am, this is more advanced, we're going to enter a channel and trade both directions. So this will be 80 on top and 20 on the bottom, and once per bar close, and the rest is the same. So it's going to create this rectangle we see here. So if it breaks above 80 and then dips, I'm going to short it. And if it breaks below 20 and then breaks back up, I'm going to long it. So that's how I do most of my day trades. Shorts on below the 80 and longs above the 20. And then I do an additional alert to catch these 50 areas too, when it doesn't come all the way down to the 20 and breaks above. So yeah, that's how that works. Okay, any questions or comments on Storage as a day trade? Okay, let's look at it as a swing. It's a long, I'm not loving this. 8% to resistance, and it's currently in a sell. So we'd want to wait till we get a buy. This buy signal is great. This is really perfect. Comes into the green zone. The buy prints, the LSMA is green. So you get in here, ride this up 40%. It's an amazing swing trade in 2 days. It's a little lucky, but yeah, that's a good one. So the alert on this, if you're using the super trend for your alerts, it's going to be the buy. If you want to trade both directions, you can choose the direction change. There's your buy, and you can either leave it on once or once per bar close until you turn it off. But these don't go off very often on the 1 hour chart. So, and that was a social activity sort, and the rest is the same. But I can't emphasize this enough. Do not trade only off a super trend. Make sure you have confirmation with another indicator and look at your support and resistance. If you're not seeing what you like on the 1 hour and you're prepared to stay in longer, look at the 4 hour chart and, even the day chart to find your retracements. On this one, if you got in right now at 47.5 cents, and you looked at this resistance here, it's 20%, but it takes almost 2 months. So that's longer than I want to be in a day trade. Well, definitely a day trade or a swing trade. Okay, any questions on storage as a swing? All right, we'll look at one more on Altcoin Alert, and then we'll head over to iCoinPro. The other sort I like on AA is the long-term sentiment. And this I use more for my swing trading than day trading, but we'll look at both. So I've just sorted by long-term sentiment. I'm going to match that up with Elder Impulse. Sentiment is what people are talking about online, usually through Twitter, and Elder Impulse is a technical indicator that I think Bryce came up with in Crep Nation. He either came up with it or modified it, but when both of them are matching up like we have here with Bitcoin Cash, that can be worthy of investigation. BCH has been a pretty good coin to trade this year as a day trade or short-term swing. Something I kind of avoided before then, but it's been sort of taking advantage of Bitcoin's move this year. And then we've got Solana. I trade that one a lot. Tron, not so much. Bitcoin, oddly enough. Rune is another one I like. Is a really good day trading coin. Litecoin, 4% is a pretty big move for Litecoin. And Aave, 7%. Okay, cool. I've got a swing on Aave as well. Yeah, what should we look at? So much good stuff. Let's look at Solana. A lot of people like that one. I've trading that one in a few different ways. All right, it's a day trade. All right, this one's has a really nice setup because it's dipped below the 20, but it hasn't crossed yet. So let's say that crosses right around here. 5% to the red zone, 4.5, 5%. That's a really good day trade. So set your alert here on the RTI when it crosses over. This one's just really easy. Right click, crossing up, 20. So it's long-term sentiment, and you're good to go. Do the rest as you see fit. So I like that entry on Solana as a day trade. As a swing, I swing trade this a lot more than I day trade it. I don't like this at all on the 1 hour because we're already in the red zone practically. It did make a aggressive move up to 194 last night, but couldn't hold it. So you might want to wait for another round. You can do that by doing this alert on the supertrend, select your buy, and you know the rest. And then maybe look at some longer time frames to look at some other resistance. I know this was over 200 not that long ago. Well, late March, so around 200. So if you got in now, up to 200, that'd be close to 20%, I would think. 10%. Yeah, plus with Solana, when I look at a day trade, especially for Coinbase, if it's a coin I wouldn't mind holding anyway, that's how I usually approach it. Like, if I'm buying a little bit higher than I should, but I'll hold some money back. I'll do some additional purchases. If it goes sideways for a while, I'll just hold it. You can even stake it and do some things like that if the short-term trade doesn't go your way. Okay, any questions on Solana as a swing trade? Okay, any questions on Altcoin Alert generally before I head over to iCoinPro? All right, let's go to iCoinPro, home of the 1, 2, 3 dip. And if you are on this call, you have probably received an email from me with a link to iCoinPro and how they teach conservative day trading. And I like people to look at the 1, 2, 3 dip strategy. I've semi-automated mine. Well, automate's the wrong word, but my 15-minute chart with the RTI catches a lot of those 1, 2, 3 dips as they're emerging. So that's why I've been using that approach. And then I like the RSI SPY tool to find coins that have been beaten down, usually due for a recovery. So I'm sorting by the 1 hour RSI, and Tezos is in here. It's got a value below 30 on the 1 hour RSI, so that's going to be something I look at. And then I'll fudge a little if there aren't that many listings. ICP, I trade some. I traded that last week. That's been beaten down today. Rose, I trade occasionally. LPT as well. Yeah, near. I've got a low buy order in on near, but now we're starting to get farther from the 30. So let's look at Tezos. Haven't looked at this in a while. XTZ is a day trade. I don't know if this moves enough to be a day trade, but we'll check it out. All right, so it is broken below the 20 on the RTI as well, so that's no surprise. And if you got in, say right about here to the red zone, you're looking at, almost 5%, about 5%. That's a pretty good day trade. Actually, it's a really good day trade. But this one moves more slowly than some of the others we've looked at today. That's a pretty easy alert to set. RTI, right click, crossing up 20, and you're good to go. That's going to be a RSI SPY. And you know the rest. Okay, it's a swing. Just might be a better candidate or better approach for this one. Coming down hard, nothing but red on the hour chart. So if you set a buy order, so you can catch it around here somewhere, about 5% on the hour chart. On the 4 hour, a little better, maybe 10%. On the day, it was over $1.50. It's dropped 50% since March. If you really like this one, then you might want to take a longer term swing on it on a spot trade. I think some of the others we've looked at are better candidates for swings than this one. Okay, any questions about XTZ? All right, we'll take a quick look at iCoinPro's Buddy Coin Crawler, which is the other information sort that I like. It tells me what's moving this day. I'm looking for values, usually 4% or higher. And it doesn't tell me which direction it's necessarily moving. I'm sorting by the average low to SMA. And I'm not seeing much that I like. STMX, it's been a while since I've traded that one. Stacks, I like. That one's made me sad lately. Render changed its name or something on Bybit. I haven't traded that one in a while. Let's look at STMX. See if you can get that one on Coinbase. No, it's on crypto.com. And foreign exchanges. It's on Binance US. Something. We'll look at the Bybit. Okay, this one just broke below the 20. It's about to come back up. So that could be a good move. It's on crypto.com too. And yeah, this has room to move. This resistance here is 12%. And then if you catch this big move here, you're looking at 20%. So I like that. And the last time it broke was here. Yeah, almost 10%, right around 10%. So yeah, this one's pretty good. Go ahead and set your alert, right click, crossing up on the 20. And this is a Buddy Coin Crawler. And you know the rest. So that one looks pretty good. If you can find an exchange that has it, I like the setup a lot. Okay, let's head over and look at it as a swing. Look at crypto.com. Oh, sometimes it weirds out like this. So I'm going to turn off the support and resistance. And we can just see that the resistance right here around 0.0103. So if you got in now and went all the way up there, it's 20%. I'm not loving this as an entry. It's in a sell right now on the super trend. So if it comes back, you'd be getting in around here. Yeah, 10%. Not bad. Not bad. Just set your alert here. And on your super trend, right click, choose the buy function. The rest is the same. Okay, any questions about STMX or iCoinPro or Altcoin Alert or day trading or swing trading or any specific coin you want to look at? Okay. Well, I'll wrap it up here. Remember that a week from today, this call will change. It'll be 2 hours later at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, which will be 8 a.m. Tuesday morning for me in the Philippines. So assuming I get there and everything plugs in and works, I'll be good to go. The link should stay the same. I've got to tinker with Zoom and make sure that works out. And I'll keep you posted through the Slack group and or email. You guys have a good one. See you on the other side.
Good one, CJ.
Have a good trip.
Be safe.